It's on. Let me share my screen. We have a presentation for you.
Go. People are coming in. Awesome. All right. So, hello everybody who made it to our second community call. This is actually a exciting one because Sophie has some news, and I think you have all received an email. At this point, there were communications going out on social media as well. So we've basically launched a mentorship program, and Sophie's later on going to take you through all the nitty-gritty and some of the future updates, stuff that we've done in the past couple of weeks. What I'm going to do though is, Sophie, if you go to the next slide, is just give you a very quick update what's happening on the application side. So we have over 350 applications. We accepted 321, and there's currently close to 200 members. So fully accepted. They did all the forms and everything that needs to happen. And most importantly, we have our first hero. Yes. Which is Alex B. There you go, Alex. Since you're here on the call, thank you very much for joining, by the way. Give us a few words of wisdom. How to become a hero? How does it feel to become a hero?
Yeah, thank you very much. Very excited for this program. I don't know how to become a hero, just developing and working and building things.
Awesome. So for anybody who's interested in how Alex's nomination review against the criteria actually went, this is all publicly posted on GitHub. You actually, applied via GitHub. So anybody who's interested how Alex did and what he's doing, what contributed towards his hero application, please feel free to check that out. We don't have to like interview you now or anything like that. It is just very, very cool to have you on the call. Anybody who would like to connect with you, I think you're also a mentor. That's also going to be available. So yeah, congratulations again. Yay. And with that, I think I'm going to pass it over to Sophie. Yes, that is you.
Yes, so very, very happy to see all of you here today. And yeah, we have very, very good news. As Urban mentioned, we just sent out the announcement in email. So all the members of the Polkadot Developer Heroes program have received it today. The mentorship program is launched. And I'm going to explain to you in a couple of minutes how exactly it's going to work. I hope it's going to be useful. So basically, step one, you can go to the Notion HQ, and all the details that I'm going to share here today, you will find it there as well. Basically, we put together a bunch of information about why this mentorship program can be useful for you, what's in it for you if you are a mentee, how can you be a better mentor if you're a mentor, how can you be a better mentee if you're a mentee, and exactly how it's working. And besides that, we actually have a lot of mentors. So you can browse through the list. I think we have around or over 50 now, with very different, very various like skill sets that I think could be useful for you. So I recommend going through the list and see who could help you in whatever you're interested in learning at if you are a mentee. But of course, mentors can apply for mentorship as well. So it's not a problem. So basically what you do, you go through this list, you find what you're interested in. As like, for example, I try to search for ink here. You basically can filter down, and then you can find the skills and find, yeah, I missed the slide, sorry here. Anyway, but you can filter for the list, the skills, and you can find the one that you need. And then if you found the person that you would like to be your mentor, you can request them. There's a link to each of the mentors, and then this form comes up. You just need to fill it out, and it's going to trigger an email to your hopefully future mentors inbox, who will be able to accept it or decline it. we hope that more of the requests will be accepted than declined. But of course, it really depends on the bandwidth of each mentor, so it's up to them. And then as a mentee, you will need to wait for an email to come, either an information about like being accepted or sadly being declined. But you shouldn't be worried. If you have been declined by someone, you can always search for someone on the list. And if you are accepted, then basically it's up to you what's next. You can reach out to the mentor. Each of the mentors selected a preferred channel of connecting. So the way they would like you to reach out to them. I see like Discord there being mentioned, Telegram, in many cases, email address. So you will find it in the email. Then it's up to you how you're going to make this work. Basically, you can discuss the goals that you would like to reach. You can, of course, how you can stay in touch and how often you want to do this. You can plan together with your mentor how you would like to manage the time that you spend together, what you want to, what's the best way for you to learn. And basically, yeah, just learn and enjoy. That's it, I think, about the mentorship. Anything else? If you have any questions, feel free to ask, or we can answer them later.
Not a question. It's just, I think once you go through this, it's actually way more intuitive.
Yes.
I think Sophie outlined actually quite a lot of stuff. It's actually not. It's actually very simple. You should be getting the emails and everything as you go through. And we have extensively tested this, so it should be working. If it's not working, please tell us and we'll fix it. But yeah, huge shout out to Eugene on the parity side who actually made this happen. So.
Yeah. Sorry, I just couldn't see the moving GIF anymore, so that's why I skipped the slide. Yeah, so that's basically it. Like Urban said, if you have any questions, if you see something is not right, if you cannot, I don't know, request a mentor, or you have some other questions, feel free to reach out to us in email or on Discord, and we're going to figure it out for you. Then the next that I wanted to talk about is basically a few new updates that we announced in the past few weeks, and something that's actually coming up. So we launched the calendar, workshop and event calendar in Notion. So when you go to the Notion HQ, you can find a shiny, basically a list of events that we are planning for you. A few of them have already passed. Aaron and Sirhan did their first sessions. And as we set them and then we set these events up, you will be able to register to the upcoming ones. We hope to populate this event as much as we can. You can also see, I think, the upcoming ones on the front page of the Notion page as well. So the ones that are happening this week, these should be listed somewhere on the top. But this place is for you to look at if you're interested in attending some of the workshops that we do. But we don't have enough yet. And that's why we actually talked about how to make this even better and more collaborative with you. So we have started working on incorporating a call for proposals area or aspect of the program. This means that we would like to ask all the Heroes members who are interested to submit their own talks that they would like to present to other members within the program, maybe like sessions, conference sessions that you took to, I don't know, to Sub-Zero, or a meetup that you think could be beneficial for others, or technical workshops, or tutorials, or some other, I don't know, code alongs, whatever you find interesting. You will be able to submit these, and you should be able to present them. It's also, I think, nice to collaborate with other members of the program. But yeah, I think it's going to be very excited. The plan is to set up an initial reviewing committee as the working group for this, probably first by our team. But the plan is that in a few months, we will be able to hand this over to the members of the program. So those who are interested to be reviewing these proposals and find the next ones, basically, yeah, they can do that. And yeah, we're going to give you the space. We can help you even with, I think, mentoring or like coaching you in a little bit to how to do this online. But yeah, in short, we will need your brains and your knowledge if you want to share. And I think it would be a nice opportunity to test your speaking skills, as well as find a good way to become a hero at some point later. But more about this is going to come in the upcoming weeks. So I actually think that's it for the presentation today. I don't know, did I miss anything?
I think you covered what we wanted to cover. Like on the CFP stuff, I think it's important to note everybody's input is really, really welcome. So if there's some ideas, what to do, what not to do. I think when we initially were discussing this with Lauren as well, there's a bunch of topics to cover that are not just technical. Like you mentioned, on public speaking or on conference talks, or maybe there's like a master class that you want to do with a specific audience or something like that. So I don't know. I think it's quite open, but it's definitely dependent on community input, not on 3 people on the parity side.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, for the rest of the call, what we really wanted to do is get your input and kind of start the discussion if there's something that people are particularly interested in that you would want to see within the program that you think is important. It's kind of a blank slate at this blank-ish slate at least at this point. So yeah, floor is open really for your Q&A and a discussion. Yeah, Lauren, go ahead.
Sorry, I was playing around with our visual of that event, so that the things would go in a past would be at the bottom of the list for the calendar. Did we have a link or something so that we can share ideas for topics that we want? Like, how should someone propose an idea for what we want to talk about? It's such a weird, like, here's my idea for, or like what I might want to present on, or what I might want to, if I'm workshopping like a talk that I want to give at a meetup, maybe I could practice it here. Is there a space for that in our Notion page?
Not yet. This
Okay.
is going to be in the managed via GitHub, really, to have. Yeah. So basically, an RFC process, a CFP process managed via GitHub. That's why Sophie mentioned that this is kind of up and coming. That it's nice to have a group of people in a working group around this as well to kind of, I don't know, go through them and review and discuss and so on. But it's not there yet. Like this has not been published yet.
Okay. So we'll put it in the Discord when it's ready for people to.
Yeah. I think this is a fairly low lift, and probably next week this should be.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Because I hope folks listening to this are excited about that idea that they will get to submit, I don't know, just like talking points. I think that's a really cool way to stay engaged with the program. Cool.
Yeah, it's been quite a nice ride, to be honest. There's a lot of people coming in. There's quite a lot of interest, really positive feedback, and I am very, very excited to see how the mentorship stuff is gonna go. Really, really excited to see how it's gonna pan out. So I can actually look if there's new requests coming in. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 existing mentorship requests. Yeah, Diego, go ahead.
Hello. Considering that the mentorship connection, the first look is our profile, how are we managing this? Like the profile, how to tackle the skills, specific skills that everybody can have. These skills even can be not blockchain even, like, because there are complementary skills, others. Yeah.
Sophie, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So if you want so the information that you can see on the Notion page is coming from the registration. If you want to make any changes to yours, for example, please reach out to me in email or in any other way, and I'm happy to update it for you. Many of the mentors on the Notion actually are like offering a bunch of skills that are not necessarily blockchain related. So I can see project management there and others too. Not necessarily just blockchain technologies or programming languages there. So yes, if you want to grow the list and make it bigger, please find me and I will make the change in no time.
Yeah, Zofie, I know you had a few like questions prepared. Is there something that we maybe missed or that you want to cover in the next coming minutes?
I'm actually very curious to hear from those who are here now is like, what would you be mostly interested in learning about? I think it's like we are trying to, of course, besides preparing for the CFPs, we're trying to, of course, find topics and speakers that could be interesting for those who are members of the program. But I would be like love to hear what you're interested about. Benjamin?
Yes. So after PB, I was like, yeah, I really want to contribute to help out on open source project and all of that. But it's a big jungle to navigate. It's like to know where to start, how to behave in this open source world, what's the workflow, what's the who to reach for. Like all I'm learning now because I have a part-time job where I do open source code. I learned the workflow, but it's not something that you know if you never did open source code. So it's hard to get into all of this contribution if you're not familiar with it. So I would love to see maybe something around that. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. I also got feedback from others too that it's important. So it's, let's say it's in the making. I would love to see have a workshop in our program about that, because I can see that for many it's like, yeah, like a jungle, so hard to navigate. And it would be really nice to make it easier. So yes, it's absolutely in the plans.
Yeah, noted.
Others, maybe? You can also talk about if you want to see something in the program as part of the program. Alex?
Yeah, one question here. I'm checking the list of workshop and events. I think it's very cool to have the list there. Can you add there to the list of upcoming hackathons? So maybe members of some mentors or people wanna create teams and go to this hackathon?
Yes, absolutely. I will somehow merge in with the hackathon calendar that we actually have in the hacker guide. So yes, Thank you. It's a very good point.
Really good idea. We actually spoke to Angel Hack this week about how we could more tightly connect the Heroes program to what they're doing. And there's good ideas. It's in the pipeline, but there's stuff that we want to do with some of these community partners that have been around for a while, that do their own thing. And yeah, there's just it's low hanging fruit. Like we absolutely need to incorporate it. Absolutely. Yeah, Crick.
Oh, hi guys. So for me, I'm mostly interested in maybe the non-conventional blockchain technologies, like maybe Algorand, sorry. But if there's something that maybe I would love to see in the program itself, as much as we're developers by ourselves, I think it will be right to know how to manage what you're developing. So maybe financial management in the crypto space, so that you know, instead of coming with the headspace of a developer, also come with the headspace of an investor, so that you know what you're developing, how to manage it, how to scale it, and also how to grow it ourselves.
Right. So the non-technical part of a blockchain company, let's say, something like that.
Yes, actually, and also for those who have maybe cryptocurrencies by themselves, or how to handle a cryptocurrency space as a developer in order to grow your own assets. I don't know if I'm clear enough.
Yeah, I think
tokenomics. I think that's
yeah.
tokenomics. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like quants, economics, such type of things, so that I, a developer, and you guys as developers know, instead of developing, we also know how to scale our own assets. I think I'm clear enough. I don't know.
I think it would be nice to get some founders onto these workshops that can explain a little bit more on the like non-technical side of working in the blockchain space.
I also have a question. Since this is a white space, and I myself being a student, an undergrad to be specific, I think it will be nice to also have, instead of having such meetup sessions by ourselves, also just as Alex Bina said, hackathons in some sort, but now for people who are new in such technologies, instead of hackathons by ourselves, our internal hackathon, which it's maybe for beginners only, so that you can know where to improve, how to handle a hackathon environment for those who've never not attend, steps to talk to maybe pitchers, such stuff. Those people have never been exposed like myself or have minimal exposure to maybe hackathons, how to handle it, project manager, etc.
Yeah, for sure. That's an interesting topic, right? Maybe get some of the hackathon organizers to talk about how to get started with these things, to maybe put something smaller together, and so that's really good feedback.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We also talked about, and I think it's actually connecting to this one as well, to invite past hackathon participants and projects that grew out of hackathons to talk about how they started, and talk about how they, I don't know, put together their team, what were the obstacles and challenges that they faced. So I think it would be very nice. Yes, thank you. It's on the list. It's very nice to hear these ideas. Thank you. Anyone else? No.
No, I'm sure there is. Go ahead.
Yes. I have just a silly question. Like when we request for a mentor, what is the mail that he sees? Like, does he see which information about the mentee does he receive?
That's a Sophie question.
Sorry, can you please repeat? I'm trying
Yeah.
to compute in my head.
No problem. When you request for, like, you send the request to a mentor,
Yes.
what is the mail that he receives? Like, which information does he see about the mentee applying?
So when you mean as a mentor, right? So if you're a mentor, what do you see about the mentee?
Yes, well, yeah, exactly.
Yes,
When you
okay.
request for, yeah.
Yeah, so you will see the information about what they need mentoring in. So they will have the chance to fill out basically a field like what do you need mentoring in? What are the skills that they are mostly looking for to be better at? Would you like to see something else? For example, I don't know, like some other information too as a mentor. Would it make sense for you?
I don't. No, I don't know. It's because I'm applying as a mentee for this
Okay.
program, and I was wondering.
We lost your.
Benjamin,
can
I
you hear
understand
me?
what you're. I
Yes.
understand what you're asking. If you want me to try and interpret it, it's like what data are you sending to the mentor? What are they seeing on that request? Is it like,
Yeah.
oh, Benjamin Swan is
Yeah,
like, Benjamin needs help. He's so stupid. Like, you know, like what is
No.
it that mentor is receiving
yeah.
to evaluate if they are going to be a
And-
mentor for this person or not?
Yeah, as the mentor has to make a choice. I was like, should I in my message put my LinkedIn and my GitHub? Like, what
Right.
does it see? And like, is it already, because I guess we
It's
already
not
pushed
shared.
this information when we registered. So I was like, do I need to put it again or?
Yes, but since we prefer not sharing information with someone that wasn't like a chosen information or like an information that you chose to share, you can actually do that if you want to. You can put this information in the field, but you don't have to. We don't share this, so we share with them your name basically, and whatever you put in the field. We can probably improve this to like make it clearer. But yeah, it's basically up to you. Whatever you put in that field on the request form, that's going to go to the mentors only.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thanks.
But we can definitely improve that.
Yeah, what Lauren just put in there. So a mentor can also apply to be a mentee. It's not just I'm a mentor now. I know everything. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. I mean, this is an important question, actually, Sophie, about what information is being. I think we need to monitor this and see if there's like a specific request. We can always try to include some information or encourage the mentees to share specific types of information that we've seen in the past. I think they do get like name and surname in the first acceptance or denial email, like when you accept or decline, like there's like a name and email, name and surname. But yeah, this is good to monitor to see if we need to update this. Yeah.
But in general, no other information that you wouldn't want to share with the mentor. That's not going out.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Cindy, go ahead.
Hi there. My name is Cindy. So I have a quick question. So with regards to the mentorship program, how will the team be able to track the progress that's being done by the mentors and the mentees? So how do you know that this mentee is growing? They've been doing a lot of work. So at the end of the program, is there like some sort of progress everyone has to share with what they've been doing with their mentor? Or how do you track the progress of everyone to ensure that we're actually making progress, we're not stuck?
So we actually are still, we haven't decided on how to do this yet. I would like to get some kind of feedback both from mentors and mentees after a while, after the whole mentorship relationship has been started. I think that would be a very nice way to just like ask the mentor how their mentees are doing, if they see any progress. But yeah, Urban, any other thoughts?
No, I mean, it's for us, we try to be low touch in this process. I mean, it's designed so that we are not controlling every single aspect of this. So we're trying not to put ourselves in a position of just creating bottlenecks really for the whole program. But like Sophie says, I think we're going to see maybe some form of standard documents to be filled makes sense. I don't know, maybe something along these lines, so that you as a mentee and mentor have kind of a framework which you can use to move forward. But we haven't established that yet. Like Sophie said, I think we need to wait a bit to see the first feedback, to hear what's actually working, what's not working, and based on that we can take it forward. So Cindy, if you engage from either the mentor or the mentee side, please provide feedback. Let us know how it goes, how it's not going as well, so that we can use this and maybe if you have concrete input, we can actually formulate that and maybe standardize it and formalize. So we'll see. It's kind of a non-answer, we understand, right? But it is like that right now. And I think it's more important to launch and get feedback than to just keep on iterating on this. Yeah, Benjamin.
Yeah, it's because there's something I noticed is that there is also, like when I see the mentor list, there are some very big difference in levels, I would say, from one mentor to another. Like there are some PBA alumni like me who are not beginner but are not completely expert neither, and there are some huge expert, and I'm like, and it's not like written anywhere. We can if you don't know the people it's difficult to assess their level, I would say. I don't know if it's the right word, but like their expertise, I would say. And so I don't know, I'm just putting it there for brainstorming, but like that's something I noticed.
That makes all sense. It's something for us to think about. One thing that like we are, I don't think we are in the position, we as in like the organizer team, we are definitely not in the position to judge anyone's skills. So this is why there is nothing there at the moment. I mean, of course, there are more familiar names than some others on the list, but that's also, I guess, depends on the time you spent in the space, etc., and your history in Polkadot. But that's a very good thought. Thank you. So we can think about how to
I mean, this
solve
is also an opportunity for the potential mentors to kind of quote unquote sell themselves, right, or promote
Yes.
themselves. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's hard to decide, based on just an application, like what is your level.
And in your position, it's also impossible to say, oh, it's impossible to put people in slots, and so it would be maybe based on self-assessment of your own expertise, but yeah.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Urban, your comment just kind of got me thinking about the like selling yourself piece. I'd be curious to hear from folks, and maybe we can have a session about this later on. Like who in this group is searching for a job right now, and how can we spin being a hero or a part of this program as something to add to your resume to help differentiate you from a potential like substrate, another candidate out there, right? So that like, how could we frame this narrative of like being a part of this program and putting it in, I don't know, like in your Twitter bio or in your resume somehow so that you stand out, and how we could like craft that. I think it's collectively we could probably come up with something there. And then I would be really curious to hear if folks find success with that. Like if I don't know who's job hunting or if anyone is in that situation right now, but I assume at some point someone will be, right? Like, out there kind of navigating this, or maybe even like looking for hackathon teams, something like that. So how we're using this community that we're a part of, but also like not selfishly, but like how are we telling that story out there in the world beyond just this like small group of us here. But I haven't really like thought much about it's really, this is like you're watching me brainstorm that thought live. So I don't know what that like looks like, but it could be cool. Right? Like you're just genuinely like flipped open my brain, but it could be interesting to see what we could do there.
Yeah. On this, it could, I don't know, when you tell me about this, some thought come to my mind. It's like it could be some kind of being a hero in this program, like something in this program could be like a certification of minimum of expertise. I don't know, with some kind of exam or something you could a test you could take for that show that a bit like LinkedIn certification, this kind of thing that could showcase that. Yeah, exactly. Some that when you put Polkadot Heroes program on your CV, it means something because there's actually some filtering on who could put this on CV or.
I think an interesting way is also to do this via LinkedIn. I know it's kind of antithetical to on-chain stuff and so on, but I've seen a similar trend with ambassadors. They were adding being an ambassador as actual, not quote unquote work experience, but it's part of their CV. And I'm sure we've seen this in, Web2 similar programs that people just add these as actual experience. So maybe a very concrete thing would be to actually have a LinkedIn organization, the Polkadot Developer Heroes, and then you add hero from this to this time, right? Something it's very concrete and it's a very low lift to do.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that idea a lot. And if anyone is particularly stoked about the idea of like fleshing out what a certificate would look like, reach out, because I think that I don't know, it's like kind of an ever evolving evaluation that would need to happen. So yeah, I'd be curious how we could tease that into fruition. But
I mean, Alex kind of needs a certificate at this point, so.
But that's a question too. It's like, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we need to figure that out too. All right, cool. Some things to work on.
Yeah, Cindy.
Just a quick suggestion. Well, Benjamin, hi Benjamin. I saw you in the PBA meeting earlier on.
I remember seeing your picture too. Hello.
Yeah, so he was talking about open source, and I just remembered something. So I've been contributing to StackNet for a while now, and what I noticed about the ecosystem is they have this platform called Only Dust, where they've listed all the projects that are occurring in the space. and their GitHub repos if they're looking for contributors, and you basically create a profile there, and then all your contributions are listed there. So it really helps when navigating open source and knowing where to start, because they've listed all what's going on in the space and which languages are being used, whether they're looking for contributors or not, whether they're paying the contributors or not. So like in Polkadot, do we have that? Or if we don't, we could sort of create something like that to help us who are interested in contributing to the space to basically have somewhere to start. Yeah. And also one more thing, we're normally very loud on Twitter. Yeah, in the Stacknet ecosystem. We could also try that for, Polkadot or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't think we have something like this.
But it definitely doesn't need to be something that like the parity folks like this. That is a list of projects of what people are looking for. That can be, anyone can create that, and then we could just make sure we host it somewhere internally. Whereas like the LinkedIn thing, we probably, like Urban, we probably need to make that ourselves, right?
Cindy, this is what you're talking about, right? Only does.xyz.
Yes, that's the list.
That's kind of similar to a bounty program-ish, something like that, no?
Yeah, ish. Because with Stacknet, what they've done is they've made all their projects open source, and they normally pay us. So when you contribute something, you like get paid. Yeah. So all their platforms are basically they've sort of arranged them as bounties. So you just go there. If you find some project is going on, like let's say Madara, with the Madara sequencer, which is actually built on Substrate. So you go there, if you find maybe an issue that you can be able to solve, you basically just say you be assigned. They assign you the issue, and once you're done, you get paid, in USDC. So
Yeah.
you could say they found a way to basically incentivize more people to contribute to their infrastructure and all. Yeah.
Really cool. Thanks for sharing. I'll absolutely look into this. But like Lauren said, this is something that, I don't know, Benjamin could create, or Alex, or, or you, or whatever. Yeah, Craig.
Oh, sorry again. Okay. I have let's say a two-part question. One is not a question per se, but it's staying with what Lauren has said a few moments back about the certificate. For those who worked with API and started with Postman, so recently they launched projects. With each project complete, there's an evaluation and there's a badge you get. And since even though this environment is as diverse as it can, there's the best technologies that everyone across the board should be familiar with. So in terms of this, because it's a Polkadot founded or Polkadot centric organization, so maybe everyone should be familiar with the technology stack that Polkadot uses. So maybe, because I'm not so sure how long this program is, or if it's a long-term program per se, maybe in terms of quarters, you can be having a project that everyone is familiar with. Both mentors and mentees can take part in, or maybe mentees themselves in Polkadot. So there's a given question or given task to handle that already checks put in place. So if you get a certain percentage, you unlock that badge that you can put in your LinkedIn or Indeed or whatever the sort. Now, on my second, is it question? Yeah. My second maybe question or contribution is, as much as we are trying to connect here and there, most of us are trying also to find new jobs, new workspaces, etc. For me, in my case, I'm trying to figure it out in the tech space as much as possible and add to what I already know, and also maybe get my first job and my first internship along the road. So how will this community help us get internships, or is it the mentors who should connect us to where they're working? For the case for those who are going to be fortunate enough to have CTOs as their mentors, will they be able to offer maybe a for those to offer off-site internships where you contribute. There's also weekly breakdowns as this at the given hours of, in short, of quote-unquote formal employment for a certain given time as an incentive of being part of the program or contributing to this community?
It's a good question. I can attempt to answer it. In part, Lauren also alluded to an answer to this, which is not necessarily us organizing stuff for you and finding internships or jobs or having like a dedicated job board or something like that. It's kind of a finding a way how to best leverage being part of the program, being a hero in the program, in the ecosystem, and leveraging that to get a job, to get an internship, and so on. I think these are kind of puzzle pieces that get together that ultimately help you land a job. Now, specifically, and we haven't explored this at all. Just being very honest with you. We did start striking up discussions with some of the potential community partners like Angel Hack, like Encode, EZA, and some of these names that you've probably seen around the ecosystem. And I am sure that in time we're going to start expanding this list and these cooperations with companies, projects, partners that are more in the job seeking space. There's definitely appetite from ecosystem teams to find high caliber people to onboard onto their teams. Some also have internships and so on. And we will be doing way more with ecosystem teams in the future as well. So I think all of these things are going to organically come up, but it's good that you voiced this because we can actually put it down as here's an actual request for this, and we should kind of be on the lookout. But for today, I think at least very short term, what Lauren was suggesting, right? Finding ways how being part of the program or being a hero can actually amplify your chances of landing a job. I don't know. Sophie, Lauren, if you have anything to add here, I think that's kind of like short and then medium to long-term solutions when it comes to this.
Summed it up. Thank you.
Cool. I hope, Craig, this answers your question, at least a little bit. Yeah, Diego, go ahead.
Yes, it does. It does. And since it's going to expand along the way, I guess the question will get more answered per se. Thank you.
Yeah, sure question. Like startups are going to mediate, are going to participate in startups as like institution, like enterprises, etc. Are part of the will be part of the of what we are building here.
Part of the program. Yeah, so we've had early stage discussions with, we talk to ecosystem teams quite a lot, and they seem to be all very interested, or a handful of them seem to be very interested to get a little bit more involved. How exactly that looks like, I don't know. We haven't decided on these things or moved along, but it's definitely a way. We definitely want to include more of the companies and projects in the ecosystem that are already present to kind of leverage. We can leverage them and vice versa, because it benefits everybody at the end of the day. How exactly that's going to look, I don't know. Most likely it's going to start with something low touch, as in having workshops from their maybe from their developer relations teams, from their engineering teams, and so on. Start with that and then kind of ramp up as we move forward. But the idea is absolutely to involve people from the ecosystem. Now, beyond that, I don't know. Let's go baby steps. Baby steps. Cool. Any more questions? Anything anybody would like to add? These were really, really good insights. I'm very happy the call went so well. We're here. All of us are in the Discord. If something's needed, we're all there. We all are available. So if nothing else comes up, let's maybe wrap it up. Yeah. All right, cool. Then thank you very much, everybody. This was really, really good, very insightful, good tips. I think we all took notes of these things and are going to follow up where we can. Yeah, again, thank you very much. I will see you on the next community call in a month. Otherwise, please take advantage of the mentorship stuff. You've got Alex being your first hero on the call. Make sure you get to him and you talk to him. But yeah, congrats again, Alex, on becoming the first hero.
Thanks.
Really good job. And yeah, have fun. I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.